everyone, it's been a minute, but I wanted to share my 18-month review of the American Express Gold Card. We are going to start with what I like about the card and then get into what I don't like about the card and why I want to cancel it, and then we're going to talk about options that might be better. The best part of the Amex Gold Card for me personally has been the Amex Offers. As of today, I have saved $533 with Amex Offers. Most of them have been for hotel purchases, Hilton hotel purchases in particular. It's almost like American Express knows when I'm going to travel and where I'm going to stay. The most recent offer I used was for $100 off a $500 hotel purchase at Hilton Properties in Las Vegas. So I used it for the Waldorf Astoria in Las Vegas. It is, in my opinion, the best hotel next to Encore in Las Vegas. And during Amex Member Week, I received a Hilton offer for $80 off when you spend $200 on a hotel stay, and that could be used at any Hilton location, I believe, in the United States. So if you are someone who travels often, there will always be an Amex offer waiting for you to help you save a little bit of money. I also had Amex offers for about 4 different streaming services, such as Peacock, BT Plus, History Vault, and one other one I can't remember the name of. So I ended up getting about 3 free months of those streaming services with my Amex offers. There are a lot of offers that they do send out to everyone, but then you will also have personalized offers that are only available to a select amount of people. American Express pays attention to not only what you buy, but also where you buy. So 2 people who live in California, one might spend majority of their money in Compton, and the other person might spend majority of their money in Beverly Hills. Even if those 2 people spend the same amount of money, their offers will be different because of where they're spending money. When I applied for the Amex Gold Card, I was most excited about the $100 credit you get when you book the hotel collection through American Express Travel. But 18 months later, I have yet to use that credit because I have yet to book a hotel stay through the American Express travel portal. It's really crazy because a lot of the hotels I do stay at are actually part of the Fun Hotel and Resorts collection, which you have access to through the Amex Platinum Card, which I do not have. The main reason why I don't use the Amex travel portal is because a lot of the hotels I stay at are part of the Hilton portfolio. So if I book through Amex Travel, I don't get credit for the nights I stayed, and I don't get any status, and I don't get any Hilton points either. And a lot of my hotel stays recently have been more on the expensive side, so booking on AmexTravel.com versus Hilton.com would cost me tens of thousands of points. I earned about 11,000 points from Hilton just by staying one night at the Waldorf Astoria, and so I know that when I do my 3-night stay later in the year, booking on AmexTravel.com just would not be a wise decision. The reason I don't love the Amex Gold Card for me personally is because at the time of applying, I didn't look at my monthly spending as a whole. I knew I spent a lot of money on food, and at the time, I did spend way more money on food than I do now, but then I exposed myself to luxury travel, and I decided that, you know what, I do have food at home, and I wanted to put more of my money towards traveling instead of constantly eating out. Not only that, but with the Amex Gold Card, you only earn 1 point per dollar on hotel purchases, and I spend about $10,000 per year on hotel purchases, so having a card like the Amex Green Card where I would be earning 3 points per dollar on hotel purchases would just make more sense for me in terms of actually earning points. And you know what, now that I think about it, even having the Amex Platinum Card with my current hotel spend would be 50,000 points per year just on hotel purchases. And I do currently have an offer where if I spend $15,000 in 3 months on the Business Platinum Card, I will get 200,000 points, and that expires in May, so we might have to see about that. And a benefit of the Amex Gold Card that isn't as widely advertised, you do get 2 points per dollar on hotel purchases made through AmexTravel.com, and American Express also offers price matches. So if you book a hotel stay on AmexTravel.com, but you find that same hotel stay with the same dates and the same amount of people in each room, and you find it cheaper on the company's website, you can submit a form with all the information, and American Express will offer you a refund. Other than that, there isn't anything that I dislike about the Amex Gold Card. It's not a bad card, it's just not the best card for me at this time. And I did do some research on the Amex Gold Card, and American Express has said that they created this card for someone who is always on the go, someone who's constantly traveling, and as a result of constantly traveling, doesn't have time to cook, so they're always eating out. And so that is the ideal lifestyle that you want to have when applying for this card, because that is how you're going to earn the most points. And once the sign-up bonus is over, you want to have a card that allows you to earn as many points as possible. I personally, in my humble opinion, don't think spending $500 on groceries is enough unless you are single and you only have to worry about your own travel arrangements. If you are a parent, if you have to buy other people's travel arrangements, whether it be your kids, your brother, your mom, like whoever, I don't know if, and it's a case-by-case thing and you're going to have to decide on your own, but in my personal opinion, in my experience, I just don't think it's enough. Especially if your dates are not flexible and you don't have the flexibility to change your dates or travel when it's the cheapest, the amount of points you're going to be earning per year might not be worth the annual fee for you. So it's going to be something that you have to think about. Oh, and if you earn more than 100,000 points per year, be prepared to receive a W-2 in the mail from American Express, because that's the game you're playing. I'm going to keep the rest of my comments about that to myself. But with all that being said, I was able to take trips in the last 18 months that I would not have been able to take if it were not for points. For example, I went to Paris, and the flights to Paris were well over $2,000 round trip for economy, but instead of paying over $2,000, I used 28,000 Amex points and only paid $247 in taxes. I flew my brother and sister to Vegas with me. I also bought them tickets to Florida. I went to Florida a couple times myself. Not having to worry about the cost of flights allowed me to travel more than I normally do. And I was also able to bring my family with me on a lot of my trips, so that's just something that's really cool to me and something that you can't really put a price tag on, even if there is a better card out there. Now, if we look at my monthly spend, I spend anywhere from $1,500 on the low end to $3,500 on the high end. And there are some months throughout the year where I spend about $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but that's only usually like twice a year. And with that spend, I was able to earn 60,000 points with my Amex Gold Card in 1 year. I do believe that number could be higher if I had a card like the Amex Green Card or the Amex Platinum Card, because like I said earlier, most of my spend now is on hotel purchases and not food. And I do spend a lot on general merchandise, which I'm only earning 1 point per dollar on most cards. Now, if you're similar to me and you spend a good amount of money on hotels, I would strongly consider the American Express Green Card. You get 3 points per dollar on travel, which includes hotels, car rentals, vacation rentals, and more. 3 points per dollar on transit, which includes trains, parking, subways, and more. 3 points per dollar at restaurants, and 1 point per dollar on other purchases. You also get a $189 clear credit as well as a $100 lounge buddy credit. The annual fee on this card is $150. I believe a card that offered 2 points per dollar on all general merchandise purchases would make the most sense for me. However, I like American Express's travel partners the most out of all the different credit card issuers, and so they don't currently have a card, a personal card at least, that offers 2 points per dollar on all purchases, and I already have the Blue Business Plus card for my business, which is completely separate than me, so I guess I'm just out of luck. The Capital One Venture and Venture X card both offer 2 miles per dollar on all purchases that aren't in the travel category. However, Delta, JetBlue, Hilton, and Marriott are not on the list of Capital One's transfer partners, which is the biggest reason I'm not applying for a Capital One travel credit card anytime soon. And again, if you are similar to me and you decide that the American Express Gold Card is not the best card for you at this time, but you still want to hold an American Express travel card, I again either recommend the Amex Green Card first or the Amex Platinum, depending on what you spend the most money on. But if neither of those pique your interest, I recommend thinking about how you're going to use your points. And sometimes that's difficult to do because sometimes you don't know how you're going to use your points and what makes the most sense for you until you start traveling with points. For example, I booked a stay at the Waldorf Astoria, and the particular room that I booked and want to stay in cost almost 300,000 points per night. I don't think it makes sense for me to pay 300,000 points per night when I could fly my entire family of 4 to Las Vegas for about 70,000 points. And that's round trip. What I've seen from taking many different trips is that it makes more sense for me to use my points on flights instead of hotels.